What's up guys, it's Aeon here, back to talking about the magic side of the Toaru universe. After all the railgun and mental out videos, I thought it would be time to show the magic side a bit of love with today's video. I'll be talking about the beings known as magic gods, which feature in a sequel to the original A Certain Magical Indexed light novels known as New Testament. So this video will indeed have spoilers that are past the anime, so continue at your own discretion. If you love the Index and Railgun franchise, please like this video and subscribe for more videos. I am one of few YouTubers who regularly uploads videos about the franchise, so you can't really find this content anywhere else. Now, let's waste no more time and get started. While the magic gods do indeed make their first physical appearance in New Testament, they were actually first referred to in the very first volume of Index, which is kinda crazy that they were referenced so early in the series, and yet appeared so much later. Magic gods are described as beings who have mastered magic, and the word magin, which is used as the Japanese for magic god, which interestingly can also be read as demon god, which I believe is what they are referred to in the official English translation. The main reason why Index is unable to use magic of her own accord is because of the fears from the Anglican Church that Index would be able to use the grimoires in her head to become a magic god, to which she would be way too powerful for the Church to control her. Now you're probably thinking, how does one simply become a magic god? Okay, you have to master magic, but what does that actually mean? It doesn't mean you have to know every spell or the contents of every grimoire in existence, although I am not denying that wouldn't help. It certainly would, as seen in the case of Index. My point is that it's not an essential requirement, especially considering magicians can create new types of magic and grimoires with the necessary research, as seen with the Golden Dawn magicians 100 years before the start of the main story, which is a very short span of time to how long most magic gods have existed for. Mastering magic in this regard is mastering a specific field of magic, usually belonging to a particular mythology or religion, such as Christianity, Norse mythology, Buddhism, etc. And mastery involves having knowledge of pretty much all of the magic that falls into the specific category. However, there is a catch. Mastering magic alone is not enough to become a god, as Aleister Crowley mastered magic and chose not to become a magic god by remaining as a human. Aleister himself mastered the magic utilised by the Golden Dawn, which was an amalgamation of different variants of magic from numerous eras or styles, such as Egyptian, Enochian, Judaism and the Kabbalah, Buddhism, and even Christianity or Rosicrucian, so it is possible to develop new frameworks or styles of magic, but I imagine we will learn more about this in Genesis Testament. Back to the point. The second step to become a magic god is sacrifice. And you fans of Fullmetal Alchemist should know all about the concept of equivalent exchange. Similar situation here. To become a magic god, you basically have to conduct a specific ritual, which involves your own death. Your human body essentially dies in order to obtain the new body of a magic god. And of course, the ritual depends on what type of denomination you belong to. For example, Ophanis gouged out her own eye, threw it into a lake, and hung herself to then become a god, which is based on the legend of Odin, although in the story it is implied that these legends about Odin originated from Ophanis herself. It's pretty intense stuff. I mean, if becoming a god was easy in magic, then we would probably have thousands of them. There is also High Priest, who starved and mummified himself alive to try and become a Buddha, breaking the cycle of samsara or reincarnation and reaching nirvana. But those who were opposed to the way High Priest conducted himself did not bestow him with the title of Buddha, meaning he would not achieve his goal. But as a result, he was resurrected as a magic god instead, and took revenge on the young nobles while embracing his new power and role. Now let's establish what true magic gods can actually do. their state of existence, and how powerful they truly are. True magic gods, like the ones that reside in the hidden world, have an infinitely layered existence, meaning that you'd have to kill them an infinite amount of times to truly kill them. Makes as much sense as when they divided their own power by infinity, I guess. Speaking of that, the true gremlin magic gods reside in the hidden world, which is a special phase or layer of reality. Just think of it as a different dimension that is separate from the physical world and the other phases. The reason why they are there is because if they manifested themselves in the physical world, they would destroy it from their presence alone because of their power, which is why they needed to divide their own power by infinity, so they wouldn't destroy the world when entering it. Now you're probably wondering, what kind of magic do magic gods use? Magic gods have their own unique abilities, which aren't shared by other gods. However, the common denominator of all magic gods is that they all specialise in phase magic. What is phase magic, you ask? Well, as I mentioned before, a phase is a layer of reality that covers the entire world. And the physical world of the universe in Index actually has billions, if not an infinite number, of different realities that envelop the entire world. This, in effect, makes the world, in essence, a multiverse, due to the many layers of reality. As described in New Testament Volume 13, the physical world can be thought of as a canvas representing the entire universe and multiple layers of paint over it, and each layer of paint represents a different reality. The role of a magic god in this analogy is that of the painter. Magic gods have the ability to create new phases or realities to the world, but they don't have the power to remove these layers. They can only paint over it with a new layer. So yes, magic gods have the power to manipulate the reality of the entire universe and create new universes to their heart's desire. Within the phases, they can control space, time, laws, matter, basically anything within a universe. They can literally make 1 + 1 = 3 in a phase if they want to, revive the dead, alter the perceptions of others, and more overpowered abilities worthy of the title of being a god. Magic gods, of course, don't physically age and don't have general human weaknesses, such as needing to eat or drink, or being vulnerable to harsh temperatures, but you probably already assumed that to begin with. Magic gods can be killed, but it's pretty goddamn hard to do, due to their layered existence that I previously mentioned, and they are higher dimensional beings that exist outside the physical world. Alistair had to nerf the magic gods a second time, after they already nerfed themselves to begin with, just to have them in a state where they would lose a lot of their power, and killing them once would do the job. But even in this double nerf state, magic gods have been able to use magic that covers entire continents, and can still destroy the earth if they probably tried hard enough. The magic gods of True Gremlin can't agree on how they want to shape the world, and they know an argument between them on this matter could end up ruining the world for good, so they basically just waste time in this dimension and decide not to interfere with what's going on in the physical world. That's why they wanted someone called a scorer to basically act as a representative of the gods, who would tell them how to shape the world, rather than disagreeing amongst themselves about how to do it. But after the magic gods were double nerfed, and even sent to World Rejector Land, another dimension located in the gaps between time itself, it was in fact a blessing in disguise, as in this dimension they could argue and fight each other in what is essentially an indestructible battlefield, giving them a more meaningful life than wasting their time doing fuck all in the hidden world. Basically, most magic gods just want to give their life some kind of meaning and have fun by fighting a lot, as when you can do almost anything, what's the point in life anymore if you don't have to work hard to achieve your dreams or get what you want? Also, let's talk about Ophinus and Olorus. Since these two are unique cases when compared to most magic gods we do see, Ophinus was once a true magic god before the start of the series. However, at some point she rejected her power as a full god. You can watch my Ophinus video for more context. She was still immortal and retained the body of a god, but she can no longer freely manipulate the phases without consequence. However, closer to the start of the timeline, she decided to return to her former title of Magic God, but she was no longer a true god, as in this state, she had a 50% chance of her magic working, but also a 50% chance of it failing and causing damage to herself in the process. But by being in this state, she could freely exist in the physical world without nuking it. By claiming back her title, she stole the window of opportunity from Olorus, who was supposed to become a magic god, but didn't because he saved the cat instead. So Olorus can be treated as an impure magic god. He's not as strong as Ophinus, even in a 50-50 mode. Yes, I know they rival each other in power for that brief moment, but Ophinus can manipulate reality and Olorus can't, so end of story. However, the main advantage he has over her in this state is that he's not limited by the possibility of his magic failing. Anyway, Ophinus then sought to create Gungnir to restore her power back to 100% success, but she didn't even need to due to Beavis and Butthead thinking it was a great idea to hit Ophinus with the fairy spell, making Ophinus's magic have 100% failure. However, she could literally do the opposite of what she wanted, making what she does want to do succeed no matter what. I'm sure this sounds confusing and convoluted as hell if you haven't read the novels, and that's because it totally is. Anyway, I hope you found this video informative. Check out my other Toaru Explained videos in this handy playlist if you like more videos explaining this convoluted franchise. And don't forget to subscribe if you are new for more awesome Index and Railgun content you won't find anywhere else. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.
楽しい楽しい